Keep the chain was his last words. Celine was gone, or so he thought. Faced with failure, he made his way to a local pub. After a few mind-numbing drinks, he started to tell anyone that would listen. I managed to do something I had been trying to do for approximately 3 years ago. You see, CERN is built atop a Roman temple of Apollyon. The land and temple was dedicated to Apollyon, the angel of the bottomless pit. It was something that is unexplainable with the English language, but it is, nonetheless, an artifact. Basically, its purpose is to convert organic matter into a stream of energy, so to speak. The owner of the pub, beginning to wonder what Edward was going on about, made an attempt to change the subject. The pub owner asked Edward, "I talk to a lot of guys from CERN, what really is CERN?" Edward looked on with a pale face and said, "Everything happens on a Monday. Always a Monday. It starts out as an ordinary day apart from the strange box that you notice on your doorstep. Stepping inside the box, you find yourself somewhere else. A parallel universe, you might call it. As if you were in a sci-fi movie. But you're not. You're in an ordinary town in an ordinary life. At first, the new places looks familiar. There are trees, mailboxes, and dogs. But then you hear the ocean. There's dry land all around you. So you look up, and see that the sky is the ocean. Or the ocean is the sky. Whichever. A roaring body of blue water hanging from the ceiling of this new world you've entered. Kids in this parallel universe would still ask, "Mom, why is the sky blue?" But flying would present some challenges. You wait around for a few hours, hoping it rains, just to see how that would play out. But curiosity gets the better of you and you jump back in the box. The next world looks normal at first, too. But it's a little quiet. You walk into a corner bar, and it's just as silent as the outside. You step up to the counter, and the bartender woofs. Not an unfriendly woof, mind you. But a conversational bark, like a Labrador welcoming his owner home. You go to reply, and even though you can feel your tongue trying to form sentences in your mouth, all that pops out is a woof of your own. The bartender nods, agreeing, and pours you a Bud Light. A couple on a plenty of fish date nearby whimper softly to one another, like puppies being scratched behind the ears. A lush at the karaoke machine howls to the tune of Sweet Caroline. You down your beer and step back very quickly into that box. The third parallel universe is different still. It takes you days to work out what's different. For a while, you think you might be back home. There's articulate conversation. There's soft, fluffy clouds in the sky above. The presidents aren't space aliens and the local neighborhood hasn't been leveled by some unnamed apocalyptic event. And then you realize, as you look up at a rainbow, and there's no red. The passionate, primary hue is gone from this world. You visit a local library. Every children's books talk about every color, except one. You try and torrent the movie Lady in Red and no search results come up. In confusion and misery, you down your sorrows that night. When you wake up, your nose isn't red like it usually is. Hungover, you visit an art store, buy some orange and yellow paint, and mix them together. You don't know how to describe the appearance of the muddy swirl that's formed, but it's not red. Eager to find home again, you step back into the box. The next parallel universe weirds you out. People have eyes like fish. Yes, eyes like fish, I tell you. They look out the side of their head and can't see what's directly in front of them. What's more, they look at you like you're the strange one. A fashion billboard on the main street is adorned by an otherwise stunning woman in a seductive pose. 36-24-26 and 2. As in, two googly peepers pointing perpendicularly, 180 degrees outwards. You shun their sideways death stares, and step back into the box. In the next parallel universe, instead of slapping their palms, people knock their knees together to clap. In another, people are hatched in eggs. Birth still takes place in the maternity ward, but the mother pushes out an egg, rather than a newborn. Some New Age mothers insist on home hatching. In another, humans never die. You live here for 624 years before getting bored. In another parallel universe, everything is flipped from left to right. In America, cars drive on the left-hand side, and in Australia, the right. Conservative politicians call themselves left-leaning and the policies of liberals get criticized for being too right-wing. Right-handed people get teased at school, and smudge their notebooks as they write from right to left. New York is on the west coast of America and Southern California up the top right. Your wife sleeps on the alarm clock side of the bed instead of near the door. Apart from these spatial twitches, this universe is fairly comfortable. The next time you step into the box, you visit the one parallel universe in which there are no parallel universes, and get trapped there forever. CERN is that box. Stay paranoid, my friends.